नमस्कार, आप देख रहे हैं आज का सौदा। मैं हूं साक्षी बत्रा। इस खास शो में हम आपको बताते हैं मार्केट्स का पूरा एक्शन जो कि शुरुआत से हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, और साथ ही आज के लिए आपकी रणनीति क्या होनी चाहिए इसके बारे में भी हम बातचीत करते हैं। और बातचीत करने के लिए आज के खास मेहमान हमारे साथ जुड़ चुके हैं। जय पुरोहित हैं मोतीलाल ओसवाल फाइनेंशियल सर्विसेज से। जय, गुड मॉर्निंग एंड थैंक यू वेरी मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन। फर्स्ट अप, योर take on the market opening today. Of course, 0.2% gap up, but then again a volatile trade right in the opening session is what we are witnessing as of now. How are you looking at this trade after the sharp fall of yesterday, and what is the movement going to be from here on?
Yeah, good morning, Sakshi. If we look at the overall chart structure, then yesterday we had seen a sharp corrective move, and that's not a good sign for the bulls. And in fact, the trend has been changed a bit for a short term period. But if you look at the medium to long term chart structure, then we are still in the bull run. But this corrective move, which is there from last couple of days, may continue. And in fact, today's up move shall be used as a selling opportunity for the short-term traders. Till the time Nifty doesn't crosses 14,500 levels, the headwinds are there on the upside, and we can again see market drifting lower towards 14,100 to 14,000 kind of levels.
Right, right. So 14,386, that's the current level at which the Nifty is currently trading at. And as you're saying, 14,500, the crucial hurdle. If that got crossed, only then we can see some higher movement. But otherwise, there could be some volatile moves like yesterday, again, to be seen going on from here on. But on particular sectors, I wanted to take your, your view as well. Of course, first up on the IT space, this space has been buzzing. It was still holding up onto at least some kind of gains even in the market volatility right ahead of the earnings. Of course, the earnings have got kick-started. TCS reported 15% jump in its profit, 4% jump in its revenue growth as well. But despite that, we've seen TCS slipping up almost 4% in trade today. So why is that? What are the technical patterns really suggesting here? And what would be your view particularly on stocks like TCS, Infosys, which is likely to come out with their earnings now?
The overall chart structure is quite strong. If you look at the weekly chart structure of Nifty IT, then it is still showing the strength. But on the daily chart structure, we are witnessing formation of a double top kind of pattern on the Nifty IT index as well as the heavyweights like TCS. Yesterday, it formed evening star pattern, and today follow-up selling is also there. So
Right.
that would be a good buying opportunity, and that zone instead of getting into the stock at current juncture.
Okay. Could you repeat your view on TCS particularly? There was some audio glitch, so we could not hear you clearly.
Yeah, so for TCS, 30,2950 is a major support for the TCS, and if it corrects up to that level, then that should be used as a buying opportunity. Right now, wait and watch in the stock, and let the stock correct towards that zone and then take a long entry. On upside, we can again see a move towards 3,300 to 3,350 kind of zone.
Okay. Another stock index that I wanted to take your view on is the Pharma Index that has been holding up onto the gains, performing better and out bucking the trend in the market volatility. And in the second wave of COVID, these are the stocks that are again gaining momentum, especially when you talk about stocks like Dr. Reddy's. Of course, there is news about Sputnik 5, and there is going to be some benefit to Dr. Reddy's on with respect to that as well. It's now over 5,000 rupee levels as well. So what is your call on Dr. Reddy's? And on Nifty Pharma per se, any other stocks also that you're looking at?
Space is a tremendous strength from volatility in the market. The pharma outperformed the overall benchmark prices. Yesterday also, though the Nifty has corrected by around 500 points, pharma managed to close on a flattish note, and few counters like Dr. Reddy, Lalpath Lab, Cipla, they had outperformed and ended well in the positive territory. So overall outperformance is there in the pharma, and this is likely to continue in coming days too, looking at the overall scenario and the chart structure. The Dr. Reddy, so Dr. Reddy has shown a good strength in last couple of days, and in fact the up move is supported by good volumes as well. so which is quite positive for the stock. Though today it has corrected from the higher levels and it's currently down by around 2%, but this corrective move shall be used as a buying opportunity. Till the time it holds above 4,700 levels, we can again see a bounce up to around 5,300 kind of levels in the doctor.
That as well. But as far as some of the stocks in the gaining space are concerned, when you talk about Nifty, it's the UPL, ONGC kind of stocks, Hindalco and Power Grid kind of stocks that are moving up right now. So one was really expecting the pharma to lead the rally right now, but you can actually see a whole lot of variety in these kind of stocks that have been correcting so far, again gaining momentum. Any of your specific stocks in this space, in the gaining space currently that you're looking at, which could perform going ahead, UPL, ONGC, Hindalco, Power Grid?
See, overall, the chart structure of metal is quite positive, and in fact, with the market volatility and the market sell-off, the Hindalco has also corrected from the higher levels. So, there the chart structure is still good, and we can again see a buying momentum in Hindalco. So, that is one stock where we are looking for the on the buy side. We can see a move up to around 350, 365 kind of levels from the current juncture, so one can take a long entry with a stop loss of 330. Apart from that, UPL is one of the short covering candidate. Good amount of shorts are there in UPL, and in fact, after a corrective move, we can see some kind of short covering bounce in UPL as well.
Okay, understood that. So let's go on to your stock recommendations for the day. What are you picking out for the investors and viewers of Money9?
As I said that our performance shall continue in the pharma space. So my on the buy side, my stock is Cipla. Cipla had given a breakout. It is sustaining well above the breakout levels. Volumes were quite good on the upside. So there we can see a move up to around the 975 kind of levels in coming days. So one can take a buy entry with a stop loss of 875. And the second stock is on the sell side. The financials and the banking has been underperforming from last couple of weeks. And yesterday also the major selling pressure was there on the banking side itself. So second stock is from the banking side, which is the ICICI Bank. It had given a breakdown from its range. Overall structure is getting a bit negative. So we can see a fall up to around 500 kind of levels in ICICI Bank. So one can look to sell with a stop loss of 553.
Okay, Cipla on the buying side and ICICI Bank on the short side from Jai Purohit. Thank you very much, Mr. Purohit, for joining in and sharing the stock recommendations and also your market outlook on the various sectors that we spoke about as well. Let's quickly move on and see how the markets are trading at this point in time, including the benchmarks and the broader market indices. And there is a green tick that you can actually see on all the indices, which is a breather after the sharp downtick that we had seen yesterday. 48,000, again, the Sensex is trying to hold up above that level today. 170 points of gains in the early trade, 0.36% of an up move. The Nifty 50 holding up around 14,350, 14,380 kind of levels. Again, 0.3%, 0.4% of an uptick there. Nifty Bank back above 31,000 levels, 309 points of an addition, and that's actually outperforming the benchmarks. 1% uptick over there as well. When you talk about the broader market indices, it's the small cap index that's holding up more gains, 214 points of a jump there, over a percent uptick, while the BSE mid cap index has gained about 130 points in the early trading session. 0.6% of an uptick can be seen here as well. Onto the sectoral indices and the move over there, and you can clearly see that only the IT index is down about 2% right now, and that's actually caused by the heavyweight TCS as well. But other than that, all the other indices are trying to recover some bit of losses that were made in yesterday's trading session. So you can see the realty index that was sharply down yesterday, almost 5, 6, 7%. That's up about 1.5% in trade today. Private banks are holding up with gains of almost 1%. PSU banks had lost almost 10% in yesterday's trading session. That's up just like 1.5% in trade right now. The Pharma Index holding up with minor gains after still holding on to those gains or the flattish movement in yesterday's downfall. It's almost up 1.28% right now. The metal index is shining with 1% gains. The media stocks are also recovering from yesterday's sharp fall. FMCG, financial services and autos also up 0.5% to 1% in trade today. It's only the IT space that is clearly exerting some bit of pressure over there, but Infosys is still holding up right ahead of its earnings today. Let's look at the Nifty gainers and the losers at this point in time. And you can clearly see ONGC, UPL, M&M, Hindalco and Power Grid. These are the gainers, and 2.5 to 3% of gains can be seen here. Jai Purohit also talked about the positive movement that he can expect on Hindalco going ahead from here on as well. As far as the laggard space is concerned, you can clearly see TCS topping the losers chart right now with almost 3.5 to 4% downtick right now. Adani Ports is down 3.3%. Tech Mahindra, Infosys and Dr. Reddy's, all of them are actually seeing some bit of pressure. Now Infosys is also down almost 2%. So that's where the IT index is now clearly coming under pressure. So 3 stocks out of the Nifty losers pack from, if you see, it is the IT space right now at this point in time. But we'll keep giving you all the updates on the markets front and on personal finance front as well. So stay tuned with us on Money9.com. With that, it's a wrap on this edition.